So, back for another episode of Believe in Boyt, and this time we are using an Altaria team. So I want to be facing all the rain. Please show me all of the rain teams for... Well, that's a sand team, I guess. That's pretty much Sajan's team, except do you know what Hippowdon's doing there? Okay. Is Altaria worth? Because it's pretty much just a rain counter. I am not convinced. So... Okay. Pachirisu could get a little bit troublesome. The Mamoswine is looking very nice here. So I'm tempted to go Mamoswine Gyarados, but then if they lead with Pachirisu, that's a little bit awkward. Because I want to be able to just go for ice moves instead to be able to deal with the Zapdos. I guess that's only if they lead the Pachirisu and the Zapdos. That would be awkward. So I'm going to go with that. And then it wouldn't be the worst thing because Zapdos can't touch the Mamoswine, so that would be okay. Togekiss I think I will be bringing, and then I don't think I need the Infernape. Raikou is not the greatest, but it may be necessary for their Gyarados. I think, yeah, no, it is somewhat necessary for their Gyarados, it seems. I wouldn't have too much otherwise to be able to deal with it. So Altaria is on the bench for the first one, but that's to be expected if I'm not facing rain. Gardevoir Garchomp is somewhat reasonable, I would say. Because here I get to go for a Icicle Spear, in case they are Yachi Berry on the Garchomp, and a Dragon Dance. And then I will put myself faster than the Scarf Gardevoir, so I'm not going to risk the accuracy of Icicle Crash. This plays around a Yachi Berry as well. I will go for Icicle Spear and Dragon Dance. Pretty straightforward as the first turn, I think. I'll have to take a Psychic or a Moonblast that will hurt from the Gardevoir, but this is a guaranteed KO on the Garchomp, so even bypasses anything like Focus Sash, which was the item on Sajan's version, so if that took inspiration, that didn't matter. This should be a Scarf Gardevoir, which it is. Locked into Energy Ball, that's okay, because it doesn't even KO the Mamoswine, which is lovely, and get Dragon Dance. So that is a pretty solid turn one, and that has freed up my Raikou a lot, because I've just taken care of the ground type. So things are already looking very nice. And the fact that Mamoswine was able to survive there as well, that's just the cherry on top. So yeah, that is okay. I think I will most likely double that. Do I want to double the Zapdos? How confident am I that my Gyarados would KO the Gardevoir and the Icicle Spear? In fact, I'm going to do this just to learn. It's probably optimal to double the Zapdos, because then Gyarados is definitely sticking around and it's still got its +1. But I want to find out if I can KO this Gardevoir with the Life Orb Waterfall, and I wouldn't have found out anyway, so I actually made the correct play. There's the Pachirisu, so I'm not sure why they switched into Zapdos and then straight back out again, but there we go. How strong is this Gyarados going to be? Nice and strong, because Gardevoir doesn't have the greatest of physical defenses, so now I'm going to get a nice chunk into the Pachirisu as well, which is going to be good. Hopefully going to put it in range of the +1 Waterfall, depending on how many spears I get. If I get a couple, I don't think it will be, but if I get... No, okay, so probably not going to be in range, and that was a pretty straightforward start. So, yeah, let's just imagine I brought Altaria in the back there and it did something, but yeah, pretty solid first game. Okay, so it seems like we're doing a best of 3, because I left the room and came back in, and now here we are again. So now they may figure out that Zapdos Pachirisu would be a little bit awkward for the Gyarados Mamoswine lead. But I still want to lead with the Mamoswine. Like, Mamoswine was very good here. I definitely still want the Gyarados. But this time I think I'm going to go with Raikou, Mamoswine as the lead, and then Gyarados in the back with Togekiss. I'm still content with my choice of Pokemon, but just switching up the order because they may try and adapt to the Gyarados being very good against them. So I can't just let Mamoswine Gyarados just sweep through again. He will have to change something. Wonder if it was a roll on the Energy Ball on the Mamoswine from the Gardevoir. We may find out, but who knows. Like, it's got to be Pachirisu Zapdos as the adaptation, right? So, you know, pretty good for me. and can't nuzzle either of my Pokemon, I can very freely just start setting up the Snarls here. I definitely want to lock into the Ice move, for sure, because it forces the Follow Me, so there's no Super Fangs, and it's what I want to have been locked into against the Garchomp that will inevitably come in at some point. So this should be fine. And if they follow me, that's fine. Like, the Zapdos is pretty much useless here. It may be able to Volt Switch into the Raikou. It may have been worth just protecting the Raikou just to make sure that that didn't happen, but then they could have just hard switched instead of Volt Switched. So, got 2 Spears last time. Going to get at least 3 this time, so I'll find out if they're Citrus Berry or not. They are indeed Citrus Berry, as they should be. But still the potential of 2 more Spears. And there's a 4th, which is good. And got all 5, so got 2 and 5, so that's fair enough. So pretty reasonable. And there's the Volt Switch. So it was most optimal to go for the Protect and Icicle Spear, because then that would have kept the Zapdos in. I do get a Calm Mind, sure, but this also means that they would need to Earthquake their own Pachirisu to be able to deal with my Raikou at this point. So that's fine, because they'd have to go for Follow Me to keep the Garchomp safe. But then next time I just get to Icicle Spear again, and that'll be okay. So I can just, even if they go into the Garchomp, I can safely go for Icicle Spear and Protect. But it's into Gardevoir instead. So that's absolutely fine. So long as I can live another Energy Ball. And I am going to, I think, switch out my Mamoswine here so I can go for a Snarl. If I go into my Togekiss and Snarl, then I'm keeping my Mamoswine safe. And Mamoswine is pretty important here. So I can't Protect and Snarl. I could take the KO on the Pachirisu at this point, but that's risking the roll of the Energy Ball again. And I don't particularly want to do that if I don't have to. So I'm going to switch into the Togekiss, and I will go for a Snarl. I'm not going to risk a Follow Me into a Thunderbolt, so it will just be some Snarls here. Playing a little bit slower, but that's fine. If I keep Mamoswine alive, even if it is at 1 HP, like it was from the Energy Ball last time, then I can just always beat the Zapdos. So. And then locked into Dazzling Gleam. Okay, so I should have stayed in with the Mamoswine, but oh well. That's fine. So I'm just considering whether I go for Dazzling Gleam here or a Life Dew. Life Dew could be quite nice. It just depends on whether they stay in or not. I'm going to Life Dew. I'm going to Life Dew and Snarl. Okay, they did switch, so Dazzling Gleam was slightly better. But if they go into Zapdos, they're taking the Snarl, and then they won't be able to KO my Togekiss anymore. I guess they go for the Super Fang, and the Super Fang should outspeed my Togekiss, so it'll do slightly less damage. No, not even. So they're just protecting, that's absolutely fine. Life Dew was probably better in this case then. But now I just very, very freely get to just switch back to Mamoswine at this point. So that's not too bad. And the Life Dew is very nice here. Life Dew is just busted. I don't know why people don't use Life Dew. Life Dew is just so busted. It punishes passivity, is that the word? Very well. Like, my Raikou is 1 HP away from full now. So I will switch back to Mamoswine. There's no real punish, I can't be nuzzled or anything. It's just, do I Protect to keep them in, or do I get my second Calm Mind? Because as soon as I can take care of the Pachirisu, the Mamoswine is freed up to be able to be the Garchomp counter it's supposed to be. But I will go for a second Calm Mind here, I think. Might be a little bit greedy, but that's okay. Like, there's no punish to this, so. They went for Discharge, okay, that's fair enough. But that's absolutely fine. Because this will not do any damage to the Raikou. And I'll just get my Calm Minds again. Once again, lock into Icicle Spear. And force the Follow Me of the Pachirisu so there's no Super Fangs coming out. But things are still looking incredibly comfortable. So again, I don't need to risk the accuracy of Icicle Crash. Icicle Spear is absolutely fine, and I can just go for Snarl. If they switch to Gardevoir, they're at -1. If they switch to Garchomp, then they are potentially taking the Icicle Spear just for the KO. Like, I'm just assuming it's Garchomp in the back. But just attacking that slot forces that. Yeah, okay, so it's the follow me is absolutely forced in this regard. But if Pachirisu goes down this turn, then I'm just going to sweep through, because I'll just get to Icicle Spear the Garchomp, and my Raikou will win. So yeah, I should, even if I only get 2, Snarl should KO. And 3 did, so I'll get a single target Snarl on the Garchomp. Nice. That's a very respectable chunk for a Snarl. Okay, you would assume that they would protect their Garchomp and Energy Ball the Mamoswine, hoping that they get the knockouts. But I think it is still correct to go for Icicle Spear. Given that I survived the Energy Ball last time, it still could very much be a roll. But, like, this is an incredibly obvious protect, but I think I'm still very comfortable, even if they get the KO with Energy Ball, because I'll be able to just go into Gyarados, intimidate them, and get the Dragon Dance, and that means my Raikou will be able to survive. And the fact that they've locked into Energy Ball, okay, it was a roll, fair enough. No, it wasn't a crit, so it was a roll. That's fine. This may even KO the Gardevoir. It might have actually been better not to KO the Gardevoir. It's better not to KO the Gardevoir, because now I get to go into Gyarados, intimidate the Garchomp, I'll survive the Earthquake and the Energy Ball for sure, and I get my Dragon Dance. So it's actually way better that Gardevoir didn't go down there, else they would have got the paid switch into the Zapdos, and that would have been a bit more awkward. But this allows my Gyarados the Dragon Dance. As long as I don't flinch. As long as I don't flinch. So things are looking pretty reasonable. Only a Rock Slide flinch would be bad here. Rock Slide flinch would be very bad. If they go for EQ, Raikou's absolutely surviving. Here's the Rock Slide. Gyarados. Gyarados, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay, okay, so that's absolutely fine now. Because now I will protect the Gyarados and Thunderbolt the Zapdos. Because with the intimidated Garchomp, they cannot KO my Raikou this turn without any critical hits. So I am opening myself up to the potential of critical hits, but this is even protecting any protects that come out from the Garchomp, because if they protect the Garchomp and KO my Gyarados, then it would have been very bad. But it would have been optimal there to just attack the Garchomp. So long as they don't critical hit this Earthquake, then absolutely fine, because the Gyarados can't even KO the Raikou. I'm pretty sure with even a critical hit from their own Zapdos at this point, they can't get the KO. So things are absolutely fine. And this will KO the Zapdos from the range they're at, so very good. And I'm pretty sure the Gardevoir can't KO the Gyarados either, unless they're carrying Thunderbolt, which is incredibly uncommon on Gardevoir. Like, you want Psychic, Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, and you do Tech Energy Ball, as we've already seen, so they shouldn't be able to KO me. I don't need to risk Ice Fang with its shaky accuracy. Waterfall will be enough, and then I will go for another Snarl. Probably should have gone for Thunderbolts because shaky accuracy and all that, but that's fine. I had Togekiss Wing in the back to just Dazzling Gleam once and win, and as long as I didn't get flinched, that would have been fine. So that's absolutely fine. And there's just Psychic. Moonblast was slightly stronger, so probably should have gone for Moonblast, but that was strong enough to KO. Okay, that's why. That's why. It doesn't matter though, as long as I hit the Snarl. Like I did say about the shaky accuracy, and then went for a 95% accurate move rather than the 10. Not 10, 100%. But yeah. Absolutely fine. And that was pretty good. So, like, I felt pretty comfortable throughout the entirety of that match and managed to predict the switch up of what they were going to lead with. So that gave me a bit more momentum. If I'd led with Mamoswine and Gyarados, that would have been a bit more awkward, but managed to call it. Very nice.